And I'm pleased to introduce to all of you Carousel Technologies. Carousel is a mobile application travel tool that allows users to discover which ride service providers are available so that you may choose which ride company is most suitable to you as far as fare amount, length of time for pickup, as well as surge pricing and other items. These providers include Lyft, Uber, iCars, Flywheel, Wings, and YoTaxi. Please welcome to the stage Guy Nglcc with Carousel Technologies.
Good afternoon, Nglcc and dear judges. My name is Guy Nglcc, and I'm the president of Carousel Technologies. With me is Dan Lopez, our engineer, and Alfred Ariano, in charge of business development and marketing. For many years, I have been handling ground transportation for the San Francisco convention, as far as airport transfers, site inspection visits. One constant complaint I got from them was that when their members were using a mobile application to book a ride, they would have to pay peak time prices, and they would be very upset about it. This lack of transparency about ride-hailing applications is a real problem. There are too many of them to give a true sense of the marketplace at any given time. And knowing the marketplace myself, I knew that many other companies were offering competitive prices, but they were not well known. And even if they were known, the user would face different hurdles between them and booking a ride. They would have to download different apps, create different accounts, and manage different sets of credit card information. Therefore, I came up with the idea to create a single app and single platform where they would have to download one app, create one account, and manage one set of credit card information. And now I'll let Fred tell you how we turned this idea into an opportunity.
Thanks, Guy. I'm going to start by talking about the opportunity we see based off the current rideshare market. Then I'm going to talk about our business model and how we plan on acquiring users. So, in the San Francisco market, where we are planning on launching, total ride volume is upwards of $650 million per year. Now, this is not a typo. In fact, this may be an underestimate if this data is from 2015. So to give you an idea of the opportunity we see, if one of every 20 rides in this market were to flow through our platform, this would result in $32 million of ride volume, which would translate to about $3 million of revenue per year for our company. Again, this is in the San Francisco market alone. So, how did we get to that number? This is where our business model comes in, and it's actually a quite simple one. We charge 10% commission on base fares per ride we refer to ride service providers. At full capabilities, our app is essentially a ride referral generator for providers, matching users with the car service best suited for them. And though we're launching in San Francisco, we've built an app in a way so that at full capabilities, nothing would prevent a user from booking a ride anywhere in the country so long as a provider services that route. So that extends our reach beyond San Francisco. It's kind of a nationwide presence. And also it has implications on our new market rollout since we have the technological infrastructure in place already. Aside from adding some additional local service providers, really everything's in place. All we have to really do is focus on our marketing efforts for these new market rollouts for users. It's a plug and play, if you will. So how do we plan on ramping up adoption? We plan on targeting two segments. Now the first is convention organizers and visitors to San Francisco. We have a big competitive advantage here because we partnered with the San Francisco Travel Association in development of this app. So this partnership gives us unique reach and access specifically to this segment, specifically to convention organizers and visitors to the city. The San Francisco Travel Association prides itself as being at the forefront of innovation in this industry. And our partnership is in support of their mission to ensure San Francisco is one of the most compelling travel destinations in the world by making it easier for their visitors to get around the city. So when it comes to, we also want to target a second segment, and this is individual companies and travel management organizations. So business travelers, travelers for work, employees, they need rides. And we want to leverage our status as a diversity supplier to offer unique car management solutions to these companies, to their employees, and so that they can utilize our platform in that sense. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pass it over to Dan, and he's going to actually show you a demo of our app.
Thanks, Fred. So we're going to run through a quick demo of the app, which is available for iOS at the moment. If you look on either one of these screens, we can see it. So we're going to launch the app. It's going to locate the user. And we need two pieces of information from the user: where you want to get picked up and where you want to get dropped off. In this case, we're going to get dropped off and take a trip to SFO, and we're going to be coming from the heart of the city, San Francisco. So as you see here, we have our standard ride options, we have our shared ride options, sorry judges, and we have our luxury ride options. So what did we just see? We just saw the app perform a ride estimate search, where the app searched for providers servicing the San Francisco Bay Area market that could fulfill this particular ride or route. So let's kind of take it to the next step here, right? This is very useful, but what if we could tap any one of these providers to actually book their service? So that's what we're working on. We're currently in phase 1 of provider integration, targeting 4 of 7 service providers in the San Francisco Bay Area market. 2 have actually already agreed to integrate, and we're in ongoing talks with 2 others. Once phase 1 is complete, we're going to move on to phase 2, integrating with the remaining 3 of 7 potential partners, ride providers that are in the San Francisco Bay Area market. So just to reiterate some of the things that Fred touched on earlier, through our partnership with the San Francisco Travel Association, we gain access to 500,000 conventioners over the next 6 months alone. We really want to position ourselves to be the car service management solution for any traveling employee, any company, any travel management organization, or how about just anyone traveling, period. So with that, I'm going to close. We really look forward to your feedback, and thank you so much for your time.
So I'm a frequent user of Uber, and there's a reason I don't take other car services. What would entice me besides avoiding a surge pricing to use your aggregator?
You know, personally, there's a few different reasons. There's an insurance issue when riding with some TNCs, like maybe Uber and Lyft, and I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but some people prefer bigger, more robust insurance plans. Personally, I'm kind of a city slicker, and I can't really deal with Uber or Lyft drivers staring at their phone, trying to figure out where to go. They don't know the city that well. And especially if they're going to be surging, and I know that, you know, a taxi I can get in is going to know the city well, and they're going to do other things that I feel might be safer. You know, that'll compel me to go with a taxi. There are other services available that specialize, for example, in airport rides, and they have kind of a flat rate, you know, so that might beat out some of the competition. I think there's a variety of reasons.
And just to add on that too, specifically why we wanted to go target traveling employees is because a lot of times they have policies that dictate what type of ride they can take. So we met with some vendors or some people at the Market Expo yesterday that told us specifically they're not allowed to use transportation network companies. That's the name for like Uber and Lyft and stuff. They have to use a cab or they have to use a black car. So as opposed to, in your case, if you ever fell into that category, I'm not saying you did, but let's just say for example, you wouldn't have to download a separate app for your personal use of Uber to use these taxis or just to use some of these private car fleets. You have it all in one place. So it's really convenient. It's really about making it easier for users to access these services.
And how much money have you raised so far, and how much will you need to complete sort of the ultimate?
So we're actually self-funded right now, but we are open to investment for 2017. We haven't really landed on a number yet, but we are all open to discussions.
Yeah, we want to muscle up the marketing team for that. Otherwise, all the expenses are fairly minimal.
We run a pretty lean operation.
You gotta start that way, right? I'm imagining that you're aggregating, but you're taking a commission, 10%, so that involves relationships, am I right, with YoTaxi and Uber and Lyft? Have those discussions started? Are they open to working with you at this point?
Oh yeah, we've been, so this is a great point. Relationships management is really big for us. So we've been really strategic in how we've been targeting what providers to go through. So I don't know if you caught with what Dan talked about. We've started by targeting 4 of the major 7 providers. And we've actually gotten 2 to agree to work with us already. We're still ongoing discussions with the other 2. And we're trying to do a phased approach. So we're going to work on these 4, focus on these 4 first, and then move on to the next 3.
And already we have been in contact with most of them for the longest, for a year. And we are always on contact with them, getting to know them and being friends and refining all the relationship with them.
Just one more quick one, and I know my colleague has a question as well. But what's the barrier to entry here? Like, what is it just you're going to lock up these relationships first and get out there and you've got a really smart marketing initiative, you're partnering, and then I'm assuming going direct to consumer, or is there something proprietary here too that is defensible?
I'm so sorry, because of the reverb, I could not make out the question. I'm sorry.
So basically the barrier to entry for another company who had a similar idea, it tends to be that, no idea sort of starts without simultaneity, right? Somebody else has the idea too. So is it just being first to market? Are you signing exclusive deals with Uber and Lyft around this type of thing? Or is there something defensible?
I think it's a combination of things. I think the biggest barrier is the relationship management. It's hard to just go up to one of these companies and get them to work with you. You really need to nourish that. You really need to be cognizant of what their needs are. So I feel like that would be the biggest barrier to access for one of these, for a competing company. In fact, if you talk about competitors in the space right now, there really are none. There's really no one trying to do anything analogous truly to what we're doing. This is the first time it's been done. So I guess it is a combination of being first to market, but also it just takes time to nourish those types of relationships.
Judges, any last questions?
And also, I want to point out that regarding potential clients, I've been in contact with the convention organizers for 4 or 5 years, and I broached and I opened the idea to them, and they are all waiting to get the booking capabilities.
I think we each have one more, if you don't mind, Justin. I always love having this audience because it's like our instant focus group. Is it possible to bring the house lights up a little bit?
And Carousel, quick answers, please. Quick answers to these last 2 questions.
By a show of hands, who would use this product if they brought it to market? Okay.
That's nice, thank you.
And so when you say that you have 2 companies that agreed to work with you, is that a verbal or is that a formal contractual agreement? Is there any exclusivity?
One is formal and the other one is actually in contract review. So we're really close with one, and one of them we're actually going to start as soon as we get back home this week. So we're very excited, and one of our sayings is we just got to crack the dam, because a lot of these apps don't want to break the user interaction and the user captivity they already have. So once we crack the dam, we think it's just going to flood in after that, which we are really close to doing.
Okay, Carousel Technologies, thank you very much. Let's give it up.
Thank you very much, Nglcc.
All right, it's now time for our judges to begin their deliberation. Judges, if you'll go ahead and sit there and stay comfortable when you're ready, let me know. I'll be happy to bring you over the check. You have your marker. We can write in the name of today's Biz Pitch winner. So thank you again. Thanks and congratulations to all of today's